Hey guys, welcome back and exciting news. I would say the grades, but that's not true. The grade is in for the Charizard. I do have, I was wanting to open with something different, but this is what I'm going to open with. I'm going to open with some of the pins that I've gotten through bulk purchases. So these were the pins that were in one of the binders. I just did a video on it. I believe that was on the Big Binder Energy video. So we're just going to the pins real quick before we get to the main highlight. So all these pins are in like perfect condition. I don't know if you can PSA pins, but I'd like to PSA them. And then on top of that, so like besides the front being really well, like you'll get to where like a lot of items like these, like the front is really nice and the back not so much. What was surprising, well I guess unsurprising, was that the back is just as like insane as the front, and it has even more detail in my opinion. It's got Pokemon written here. It's got some other trademark words, and then it has Pokeballs as its finish, and it's like a really nice finish. So that's Zapdos. I know that one. I actually know this one. This is the Mega Evolution of Rayquaza, which I think is a little unnecessary. Rayquaza was already pretty powerful and pretty strong. Um, but yeah, that's the Mega Evolution of them, so that's pretty dope. Um, I don't know if they did Mega Evolutions of everybody. I know that would probably be pretty tedious, but they're a pretty big company. You know, Pokemon's over $1 billion company, believe it or not. So I mean, they can afford to have people render art. I mean, they have probably tons of fan art turned in. Um, they could have done a Mega Evolution for pretty much everyone. I know there's a need not to. This is Mew. They made Mew pretty big as a pin for how small he is as a Pokemon, so it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, they're all really well made. Like, this could have all just been one circle with Mew painted on it, like one gold brass circle. But I don't think they're made out of brass. I think they're made of something else because there's not like as much tarnish, some sort of other alloy of brass, and they didn't do one circle. They actually cut out the individual tail from the metal and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I believe this is called. I know his name, Rekai. He's actually pretty popular. I don't know how to say his name. I have a few cards of him. I just sold a rainbow version of him not too long ago, like a month or two ago. He's pretty popular. Um, this one's pretty cool to me. Mega Evolution Mewtwo. They didn't do a whole lot of work. They definitely made Mewtwo very alien, which is funny because Mewtwo technically is an alien. Mewtwo's technically man-made, so it's kind of funny how they made him look very alien-like. Yeah, that's Mega Mewtwo. Now this one I thought was pretty cool. Definitely been really cool if they could have somehow made like the spoon somehow separate, like not as part of a circle. Obviously, this one would have been super difficult that way, and it makes much more sense. And they still put like a good shine, sort of pearl-like paint for it. Uh, it's a really cool Mega Evolution in my opinion. They made Alakazam like super wise, of course, and stuff. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen maybe different, that would have probably like been more chaotic than peaceful, is like instead of like just a spoon, he started adding like other pieces of silverware, and like his attacks were like based on like the sharpness or like strength of them was more based on like, okay, so like if he was using his power through like a steak knife, then like that ability was like super sharp and like had the ability to pierce lots of things. And like if he uses his spoon, it's more to create force fields, and like if he uses like a fork, it's more to like create like pronged attacks or something like that. But they went this route, and that's fine. Peaceful enlightenment, stuff like that. Arceus, uh, which I bet you there's probably a backstory to Arceus before he evolved into Arceus. I know like in the cards and series and stuff, he's not like a evolution Pokemon, but I bet you there's a backstory that can be done with that if it hasn't been done already. Mega Tyranitar, which is pretty cool because like I didn't even realize this. I have to relook at the regular Tyrantars, but like um, I forget who's in between, but his evolution in between is basically a cocoon, and it kind of has like this. So it's really cool that like they went ahead and like that's more on him is like that face. I never realized that, and I wonder if normal Tyranitar has any sort of similar resemblance to him basically busting out of his cocoon. So here's where my ignorance kicks in. I have this guy as a card, but I never really read it or memorized his name, so I don't have his name memorized. But still, just as good condition as all the others. Wonderful finish, wonderful front. Really well made actually. So I do know this guy. This guy's Taldio. What's funny is he looks different in some of the cards. In his cards, he's got more of a jagged sort of powerful horn versus this smooth little horn. So that's kind of interesting. Um, I don't totally agree with Red Gyarados being as shiny, and then on top of that, this pin just looks funny. Like, could you imagine this is how Gyarados actually looked? Where he just had like a massive head and like this itty bitty little tailfish body. What's also funny is Gyarados, for some reason, in his description on the cards, he's labeled as a shellfish Pokemon. Don't quite how you get that. In real world, shellfish is more crab related, and Gyarados absolutely he doesn't even evolve from a crab. He evolves from a fish. But yeah, at least on the base set cards, he's labeled as a shellfish Pokemon. To me, that should be considered a misprint, but it's not. I always thought Red Gyarados was cool. Technically, he is the first shiny Pokemon, but I just call him Red Gyarados. I don't really call him Shining Gyarados. So Jirachi, and to me, what's funny is Jirachi. To me, if I had to guess, Jirachi would be kind of like the base evolution into Arceus. I know it's not a direct relation, like clearly like there'd be some massive changes, but we've seen Pokemon that have massive changes too. Hint, hint, like Tyranitar. So to me, Jirachi could easily be like what evolves into Arceus eventually. They don't say that in the series or in the cards or mention it at all. So I have this guy as a card, or I think I do. I'm pretty certain I do. But sorry, I have to change my position there. But I also don't know his name. Very interesting card, more like a serpentine sort of Pokemon version of Arbok or whatever. That's all like a lot of what the cards are. Is they're just reran versions of like the originals, and maybe a few new ones here and there, or really just changes though. So like this would fall more like the Bulbasaur category. This one I also don't know the name of. I think it says I'm on the pin. Let's see. Nope, it just says official pin, and then it just says some made in China Pokemon stuff. Blah, blah, blah. This one I got the card of. I also don't know the name right now, but he's in pretty good condition. I don't have a lot to say about him. It's just as it is. This one I wish I had the card of. In fact, I may hunt this one down. This is awesome. So Blaziken looked okay in my opinion. He's kind of like hard to like in the way he looks, but this Mega Blaziken looks awesome. This is an awesome Blaziken in my opinion. So, and the pin's in really good condition. This looks like this is a Mega Scizor because he doesn't just have the standard little claws. He's got some sort of actual serration to his claws, and he's almost sort of mechanical. So instead of being Mega Scizor, he should really be more like Mecha Scizor or something. We got Genesect here, who I just recently learned about when I rejoined doing this. I think he's pretty cool looking. He's a Pokemon with a gigantic laser cannon on the back. I'll get to a reason why that really hypes me up. We've got Moltres. I just realized we don't have Articuno. Granted, I'm not a collector though, so I guess we'll just do without. Maybe we'll get it from someone else some way somehow as we bulk purchase. But he's pretty good. I mean, main thing of the show. Maybe I'll have to keep him around because that is our thing, Flaming Chicken. So Celebi, not really doing much, just kind of stand there. It looks like the eyes are actually kind of recessed. No, they're there, they're flush. They just have a nice little draw to them that makes them look recessed. And then last one, Dragonite. I think maybe the reason why I prefer Dragonite over Charizard as a kid is mainly because I had several Dragonite cards and I could never get a Charizard card as a kid. But I think also it goes to it. Also in the show, I know Dragonite definitely put up a strong fight against Charizard. I think he won a couple matches. I think eventually Charizard came back and won. But like one of the things that Charizard had or the one things that Dragonite had that Charizard didn't was like Dragonite had Hyper Beam, Charizard didn't. I think you can make Charizard learn Hyper Beam in some of the games, but in terms of like on the show. Like Dragonite used Hyper Beam a lot and like Super Speed Flight and stuff, and it's just really funny that he had Super Speed Flight for being such a, like, in my opinion, chubby dragon. But yeah, I think I really liked him as a kid, mainly for Hyper Beam, his ability to fly really fast, and then um, well, like, he beat Charizard, and then I could never get a Charizard card. So this was my Walmart version of Charizard, I guess. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the PSA card. So the package came in. This is all around it. So congrats to them on being smart. I mean, this is all around it. I had the card insured, so that's probably why they did this, to add to the insurance ability. And then, you know, it is one single card, and they took no chances. It's all bubble wrap. Now, what's funny to me is there's no, like, card report. Granted, the card is going to have the grade on it, but there's no card report. And what I'm getting at is, a lot of times when you buy these cards or see these cards listed online, someone always says, oh, strong PSA 8, and it's, sometimes they do that for cards that aren't graded yet, try to sell it, or get the price of a PSA 8 card without it actually being graded. Or some people will say strong PSA 9 for a card that's a PSA 9 when you don't get a report. There was no report in that box. That box is empty. So there's no report from PSA. You just get bubble wrap. Now with BGS, when you get the card, and sadly I already sold my BGS card that I had, that would be a great example, but when you get the card, actually, you know what, we'll go ahead and do it. So here is that shadowless Charizard we sent in, and without further ado, the grade it got. So it got an 8, and I've actually known for a little while because you can read it from the PSA site before the card gets to you. So I actually revealed that it was a PSA 8 in the comments on Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers, one of his videos, and his comments. So really only he knew, unless everyone was reading every last one of his comments. So yeah, got way higher than we thought it would. And so this changes the name of the game for a couple of reasons. Because I was taught by reading the forums and stuff, and even on PSA, like, hey, whatever you planning on sending in, like, if you're thinking it's going to get an 8, expect it to get a 6 to 7. And so I've been purposely extra hard on myself for all of my grades. If you've been watching and following me for my videos called PSA Quest for 100. So I was guessing this would get a 6 to 7, and that was being hopeful. My heart really thought this was going to get a PSA 5. And the jump from 5 to 8 is pretty drastic. Once you get into the 7s, each jump above that gets pretty difficult. So like from a 9 to 10, it's like super, super hard. From an 8 to 9, it's pretty difficult. From a 7 to 8, it's difficult. From a 6 to 7, not so much. But yeah, so this got a PSA 8, which is awesome. The Blastoise still isn't there. They just started the process on the Blastoise, I believe, today. They're being really slow. There's a reason why I got here quicker. I paid for a much quicker service. This was Super Express. So yeah, we're just going to enjoy this for a little bit. So yeah, this is pretty fantastic. We're still waiting for the first 15 cards we sent back in August. I can't believe it's got an 8, but also what I was originally saying is people will say like, oh yeah, PSA 8, but possible 9, so like, yeah, you should buy it and resend it for a 9. There's no report given to you. This is what you get. And so with BGS, like what BGS will do is they'll do all this, but they'll also fit in, and they'll give you your overall, but they'll also fit in a couple extra things that will say like, almost explain the reason why it got what grade it got. So it'll say like surface 9, back 9, whiting 8, centering 9, and then it will say like you've got like a 8.5. So you can see like the actual report of the card. Is it worth trying to resend in? With PSA, I don't think it's really worth resending in. I just don't think they're going to regrade it more in your favor. They're pretty strict. They're supposed to be. So I was really surprised. And as I said, this really changes the name of the game for a lot of the cards that I was guessing on for PSA Quest for 100. So we're about to really start sending those. We were waiting to get some feel on our grades. I'm still trying to wait on the original 15. I am not going to keep this though. I'm going to immediately relist this. It's sad and not at the same time. Yeah, it's how it is. But I hope you enjoyed the pins. I hope you enjoyed getting to see the PSA revealed. Congrats to the people who guessed right. I haven't picked a prize out, but you know me, we'll figure it out. Work Uncle, I still have to send you your Genesect/Dark Energy cards. I'll probably do that this weekend. This was pretty exciting. I've known for like the past 4 days, so yeah, I've just been waiting. But yeah, it's really nice. Really appreciate it. It's a real big pick me up, and how this has been going. I have a ton of cards. I have a ton of sorting to go through. I have other videos to make. We're going to go from there. We're going to do some more PSA send-ins, probably do some more giveaways, and let you know how the market's going. I'm trying, I haven't really done a lot of work on it at all, to be honest, but I'm trying to do some sort of collab with some other people, mainly Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers. Really enjoy his series. You really should check it out if you haven't yet. He just did some awesome videos recently. His last 2 or 3 have been pretty good. I mean, they're all pretty good, except for when he dresses up as Pikachu. Don't watch it. It's not worth it. I'm sorry, Dave. I just, you know how I feel about that thing. But hey, thanks. Bye.